Hi everyone, it feels like forever since I last recorded. I've had quite a few health challenges and I will probably be clearing my throat and sniffing and coughing, so I apologize for that all up front. I can't help it. If you follow me on social media, you'll know that I had COVID and I had it quite badly as well. So I thought we could chat a bit about that. I'll share my experience with you and, have a bit of an update on what's been happening. And yeah, so I thought we would continue with this gorgeous from Jasmine Becket-Griffith's book, her first book, A Fantasy Art Adventure. This one is called A Candle in the Wind. And I thought I'd carry on just finishing off her skin while I catch you up on what's been happening. So let's get started with her and then we can take it from there. I have not done much colouring because I was that poorly. It was quite something, and not something I would wish upon even my worst enemy. It was an awful experience. All right, we're going to start with cinnamon. I think let's do her hand. Okay, no. We'll start her leg here. I'm a bit nervous to do her leg because of this knee, and I'm not sure how to do it, so yeah, we're just gonna wing it, as I always do. Right, just making sure we're all set up. So what happened was, in my last video, if you've watched that, you would know that I caught an upper respiratory infection while I was visiting my sister in Middlesbrough over Christmas. And so I'm just making sure you're in camera. All right. So I just managed to recover from that, and I was actually feeling quite good, except for the ear infection I'd caught as well. Okay, just with regards to this, don't worry about this lacy bit here. You'll see here I just colored over it as well. I plan to make that like a white lace, so I'm going to just go over it with a Posca pen or a gel pen. Anyway, and I apologize for all the ums. I know I do it a lot, but I don't follow scripts and I'm quite shy, so I get a little bit nervous when I'm speaking, so please be patient with me. I am new to this. And I want to apologize up front for any trains that come by. They can be quite loud, and I apologize for that. But I love the trains, and they come past my front window. Well, not my front window. They come past the window that I'm sitting at, where I'm recording. So there's not really much I can do about the noise. Anyway, so yeah, I had the upper respiratory infection. I recovered from that, but the only thing that was lingering was an ear infection I picked up with that. So on the it was a Thursday. My oldest son, he said he wasn't feeling well, and he really felt awful and sore throat. And yeah, so he was like, I don't want to go to school. I'm going to do a COVID test. So I said, no, that's fine. I just assumed he was trying to get out of school because he hates Thursdays at school. It's his worst subjects and his worst teachers. So I was like, that's fine, do a COVID test, no problem. And then he did the test and didn't actually check the results, and decided no, he is actually going to go to school because he's got coding club after school and he wants to go to coding club with his friend. So he's going to go. So I was like, okay, great. I'm glad you're feeling well enough to go. Off you go. And off he went. And I took my youngest son to school. My oldest goes to school on his bicycle. He goes to high school. And he's just started high school. Anyway, so off he went to school, and I went and dropped off my youngest son at school. And when I got home, I saw his COVID test lying in the bedroom, and it had a positive result on it, and I was like, that's not good. What do we do with that now? But I wasn't sure if it was because the COVID test had been out for so long, and it had gone past the time that's required to get an accurate result. So I left it, and I thought, well, I'll just get him to do another test when he gets home, because I don't know whether I should freak out or not. And even if I contact the school's got no way to really contact him. Apologies for the train. The school has no way to contact him, so there's not really much I can do about it. Sorry, my light is flickering. There's not really much I can do about it, so I'll just wait until he gets home, and then we'll do another test, and we'll take it from there. And then that day, he came home so late. It was like 4:45 in the evening or something, and I was just like, I started started panicking a bit, and like, where is this child? Why has he not come home? We thought he had gone missing, maybe. It was just like a whole big thing. We thought he had gone missing. We couldn't find him, and my husband, on his way home from work, was driving up and down his bicycle route trying to find him, and it was really quite scary, and I started like panicking. I had my youngest with me at home, and because my hubby was out driving looking for him, I was able to just stay at home and look after the little one. Oh, my light keeps flickering. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, eventually he came home he got home before my husband was able to find him. And so that was exciting. And he was fine. It was just club had run over its usual time. So he was running late. And he and my husband must have just been missing each other on the streets. It was crazy. Then he got home, and I was like, listen, this is what happened this morning. I think you need to do another COVID test so we can actually like see what's happening and find out if it was an actual positive or what the situation is. It's not great that you're even at school and we don't really know. So he did another test, and lo and behold, yep, it was positive. And I was like, oh my gosh, you've been at school the whole day, and you even went to club. It's really not good. But there's not really much we can do about it. Anyway, so the only symptoms he had was a sore throat and a bit of a headache. It wasn't even that severe, but he wasn't well. He had like flu-like symptoms, just mild, but he wasn't great. His throat was really very sore. So I'm trying to work out how to color around this card. That's not working either. Anyway, my gosh. putting here? Okay. So that was the Thursday evening. So the Friday, in the morning, I made him do another test, and it was still positive. So I was like, okay, no, you definitely are positive. Get back into bed. You're not feeling well. Don't worry about school. I'll sort that out. And yeah, so off I went. I took my youngest son to school. And then my oldest was like, yay, holiday, you know, I can play my PlayStation. Kids of today are so obsessed with their electronics. Anyway, I didn't want him to... and then we put him into isolation, that's right. Let's put him into isolation. So he was put into a room that he normally shares. He was put into this, stayed in that room. We disinfected the entire house. He had to do, you know, the whole isolation thing. But we put him with his PlayStation so that, I'm trying to give her a knee here, but I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. I'm not going to get too complicated with it. Sorry for the train, it gets loud at times. Anyway, so he's in isolation with his PlayStation. At least then he doesn't feel too isolated, and he was happy to have the privacy and his PlayStation, play with his mates, and it was all cool. Until it came to the night time. And then he started, you know, when it came to bedtime, and he realized he can't give us a hug goodnight. And, you know, then he started like feeling it a bit. But shame it didn't last long, because the next morning he was like, woohoo, back on PlayStation. Yeah, I can speak to my friends. And he got over it quite quickly. So the Friday night, we were still fine. A friend of ours was, her birthday was coming up, and so she had they called, her and her hubby called, and we did like a whole video chat thing and laughing, and it was actually quite fun. And I was feeling great. I was 100%, you know. And we had a laugh, and it was good fun, and she was inviting us over for like a get together for her birthday the following week, which we were really excited about. And then the next morning I woke up feeling really rotten. I was like, ooh, I don't feel good. I feel like I've got a bit of a cold. So I was like, okay. But it was just like a bit of a cold. It wasn't bad. I was just not feeling great. It could have been cold, could have been sinus, you know, just one of those kinds of feelings. So I just stayed in bed and took it easy that day. Bruce was working. So I stayed in bed with my youngest, and he and I were playing PlayStation together and played Monopoly and whatever to keep him entertained for the day. And when the evening came, I started getting the chills and the shivers. I started feeling really, really rough. I was like, oh no, this is not good. So I did a COVID test, and yeah, it was positive. And I was like, oh geez. And so it started with just chills and shivers, and you know, I wouldn't even call it a fever. I was just not feeling great, you know. And moving on to Caput Mortuum. I was just like not feeling great. And then but the chills were getting quite bad, and I was starting to get sore. So I had a bit of paracetamol or ibuprofen. I don't even know which one it was. And I started to just like help whatever was going along. I didn't even feel like a proper fever. It was just, I felt chilly, you know, and had shivers. But when I woke up on Sunday, I thought I was going to die. I was in so much pain. Oh, so that fever took full hold of me, and it was like a proper fever. And when you get that fever with the chills, it really hurts every muscle in your body. It aches. I was in so much pain. And I did another COVID test, and it was positive. And I was just really taking strain. I was so sick. And then the vomiting started. I was throwing up. Sorry to be so graphic. I was throwing up, and then I had diarrhea as well. And it eventually got to a point where I couldn't even keep liquids down. If I took a sip of water, it just came right back out again. I couldn't drink or eat anything. I didn't have an appetite either. I wasn't hungry. The only thing I actually wanted was grapefruit. And it was the only thing that I could actually keep down was grapefruit. And we just happened, we don't normally, we just happened to have grapefruit in the house, and that sour tang, I was able to like palate and keep down. Anyway, but like I say, even a glass of water or a sip of water came right back out again. So it was like that for, I think, about 3 days. Absolute agony. I couldn't shower. If I shower, I did obviously shower, because you know, with the fever, you sweat a lot and you feel grimy. So I would shower. I couldn't wash my hair. There was no ways. But a shower was so strenuous that I would black out in the shower. I'd black out. I'd run out of air. I couldn't breathe. I'd throw up for ages afterwards because of the strain of showering. It was truly just an awful experience and quite scary. And by the time I got to day 3 of not being able to eat or drink anything, I was like, you know what, I'm going to land up in hospital. This is really not good. This is not a good situation. I'm so dehydrated. I can't breathe. I'm in so much pain. I don't know what to do. And I know this sounds dramatic, but I would cry because the pain was so severe. And I would have chest pain. My whole chest would ache, and like cramp almost. It was agony, absolute agony. I was in so much pain. It really was an awful and actually quite a scary experience. It was very, my poor children were just like, what's going on with mom? Is she gonna die? My youngest one was like, mom's gonna die. You know, he was just seeing me hunched over the toilet most of the time. And he was just like, mom's dying. Yeah. And I thought I was going to land up in the hospital. I really did, because I was just so dehydrated. And I didn't know what I was going to be able to do. And I would just sleep. I just slept because being awake was unbearable. So I would just sleep as much as I could. And my oldest son, even though he was positive, like I say, his symptoms were very mild. So once I tested positive, we all tested positive, except for my husband, except for Bruce. So Bruce went into isolation, and the rest of us then mingled because we were all positive. And we were disinfecting the house constantly, and you know, even in this state that I was in, gosh. And you know, when you're sick like that, the last thing you have the energy to do is things like dishes, I would cry at the idea of having to stand there to wash dishes. But Bruce was working. I couldn't expect him to do it all on his own. He was working that weekend. And then he started feeling a bit poorly as well. Yeah, just it got out of control. Really, just all of us. He didn't get COVID though. He got bronchitis, which he's still recovering from. He's still quite sick with it. And it was just like, oh my gosh, all of us are down. We've got to look after kids. I'm barely able to look after myself. And it was just this awful situation. So stressful and so painful. Anyway, after day 3 or so, yeah, I think it was like day 3, I then woke up and there was no pain anymore, and the fevers had stopped. And I was like, oh, I can breathe. And not breathe as in like breathe more easily, breathe as in I'm not in pain anymore. I can actually, function a bit better. And the advice that was given to me from friends and family was to dose up on vitamin C and zinc and vitamin D3. And I'll tell you what, that did the trick. I started building up strength when I started. Look, to be fair, I needed to be able to keep liquids down to be able to get the medication or the vitamins in. So once the nausea and the vomiting stopped, which was about day 3 or day 4, or it eased up a bit, I was then able to, take the vitamins and take better care of myself. And it was like my strength started building up. I wouldn't say I had an appetite, but I was able to keep food down. And that just made a world of difference once I was able to do that, Just huge difference, and it could build up strength and stamina. And just it was a lot better. And then from there, look, once the nausea and the vomiting and the diarrhea and the fevers, once they all stopped, I started feeling a bit more human, and I was able to function again. But it was an awful experience. It's just not something I would wish upon anybody. And the thing is, I'm double vaccinated, and I know you need the booster to be able to protect you properly from the Omicron variant. I don't even know which variant I had, but they say with a double vaccination, your symptoms should be less and blah, blah, blah. My kids have not been vaccinated and they had no symptoms. I've been double vaccinated and oh my gosh, I thought I was going to die. Die from the dehydration and the starvation. But anyway, I don't get it. I don't know what to think about this whole vaccination situation. It just, it doesn't make sense. It truly just doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I don't know if you should or shouldn't be. There's so many opinions about the vaccination, whether it's good for you, whether it's bad for you, or depleting your white blood cells, etc., etc. It's I don't know if it does help or doesn't help. But I am now currently on, let's say, day 12 since I tested positive. And and as you can hear, I'm still very flu-like symptoms, not feeling the best, don't have my energy back. I still have quite severe fatigue, which I try my best to just deal with. I try my best to not nap during the day, because at night I struggle to sleep. And the reason I'm struggling to sleep is because I battle to breathe. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Yeah, and hiccups is another thing I've had, since having COVID. I battle with hiccups now. Yeah, it's the strangest thing. So I can't sleep at night because I can't breathe, to the point where I feel like I'm going into a panic attack, because I just feel like there's no oxygen going in, and it's can be very daunting and scary. But I am finally feeling like I am on the mend. I am still taking all my vitamins to help build my strength and immune system. I'm hoping I don't get COVID again, and I truly hope that you don't have to ever experience what I went through. Like I say, my children were fine. They both were positive. They stayed off school, which was a strain in itself, because that means having to look after kids all through the day. And because they weren't feeling poorly, they wanted lots of attention and kept entertained, and I want this, mom, I need that, and you know how it goes. So it was, I don't know how I got through it. Being a mom, it's amazing. You just do. You do get through it. But I don't know how I got through it. It was strenuous. Very, very, very strenuous. So now it's just, I'd say this week has been just flu-like symptoms, very nasal. The gunk is coming out. I still have the ear infection. So on the Friday, when I was still well, I was actually at the doctor to have my ear checked out, because I couldn't bear the pain anymore, and the irritation of feeling like there's this huge lump stuck inside there, and I didn't know what it was. And I have a genuine phobia about something crawling in my ear at night while I'm sleeping and making my ear cavity its little home. So, with this phobia, I'm just like, no, has something crawled in there, and there's something very cozy in there. I just need to know what it is, and it needs to come out. And when I was at the doctor's, he actually couldn't see anything in there, but he's put me on a course of antibiotic. But with not being able to eat or drink, I wasn't able to take the antibiotic. So I have now started that course of antibiotics now. But the antibiotic makes me so sick. I battle to keep it down, so I've kind of like reduced the dosage given to me, to just, to what is manageable for me, because I do need to get this ear sorted. And they gave me a nasal spray as well, and I think that nasal spray really, really helped through the whole COVID thing. It was because it has steroids in it, and it helped open up the passageways, which was helpful. So yeah, like I say, now it's just flu-like symptoms and this ear infection that's just not going anywhere. I will say this though, is that the antibiotic and the nasal spray, I think, are starting to help, in the sense that it doesn't feel like there's something solid in there anymore. It feels liquefied, like liquid now, and I think that will be easier to drain out now. So I'm hoping that this infection goes away soon, because it's just annoying and painful. So yes, that was my COVID experience. And my kids were very, very lucky. My youngest, he had a fever the one afternoon, and had a nap, which is just very unusual for him. He does not ever sleep during the day. He is a ball of energy all the time. Even when he has a fever, he runs around like a crazy person, and you have no idea that he's actually ill. So for him to take a nap, he was really not feeling good. But we gave him his Calpol to help fight the fever. And after his nap, he was wide awake and fine again, like nothing happened. And he stayed well after that as well. So, yeah, thankfully, he also had it really very mild. Both of them did. I mean, I'm saying mild in comparison to me. Like my eldest, yes, he had like flu-like symptoms, and it wasn't, he wasn't feeling great, and he had a really sore throat, and he would have the headaches. But you know, that was pretty much the gist of it. It wasn't, thankfully, it wasn't severe. You know, he was well enough to still enjoy his day and be able to play his PlayStation, to stay connected with people, because he's a very social child. He needs interaction, and oh my gosh, did I mess up my cards again? I never know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, I have no idea if I've used which pencil I used now. I'm talking so much. Oops! Sorry about that. Naughty. I'm pushing too hard. Pushing way too hard. Anyway, so that was the COVID experience. I don't... The only advice I would give is that you really, really do need to take it easy, because breathing is with great difficulty and very strenuous. And so you cannot do anything that would be considered strenuous. That's going to increase your breathing rate, because you'll have difficulty in breathing. It's really no fun, and it's actually quite painful, and it really is very painful, very, very painful. When that fever hits you, it is no joke. It's excruciating. The whole body is just cramping and in so much pain. It's yeah. And when it persists for days and you don't know how long, it can be very daunting. But the vitamin C and zinc, guys, that makes all the difference. Really, really, really just dose yourself up with vitamin C and zinc. It made all the difference. And obviously keep your ibuprofen or your paracetamol nearby. You're going to need it. That's if you catch the COVID, of course, which I don't. I really, genuinely, sincerely mean it when I say I hope you never, ever, ever have to experience that. It's just, it's awful. Anyway, this week my kids went back to school and they're all fine again. And yeah, which enabled me to rest and just build up a bit of strength, because like I say, I'm still feeling rather poorly. Excuse me for sniffing. And I just needed the rest from you know, not having to run after the kitties all day. The most bizarre thing with this, ooh, there's sparks coming out of the train. So I don't know if you could hear that. So there's like literally sparks coming out of the train. By the tires, not the tires, the wheels on the tracks. So it's like sparking. There were engineers out here the other evening. I say evening, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning that they do the repairs on the tracks. And since they were on the tracks, it's when the train comes past, it makes the most bizarre sounds. Oh, speaking of which, I lost the sense of smell and taste, and occasionally I will get a bit of it back and I can taste something or I can smell. I would say my sense of smell is about 10% of what it used to be. So I sort of can smell, but can't. And it's the weirdest thing. You can feel the sensation. So like with the taste, you can feel the flavor bursting in your mouth and tingling on your taste buds, and just when you think you're going to be able to taste, it dissipates to nothing and you can't taste anything. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, there are times where I can taste a little bit, but mostly no. Like last night's dinner, I couldn't taste it at all. And my nose, yeah, I can taste, okay, I can smell a little bit, but not a lot. Not a lot at all. Definitely not anywhere near what it used to be. Seeing those sparks now just made me think of the fact that I can't smell. You know, I was wondering if those sparks, you could actually smell the fire or the flint of the, you know, but yeah, not sure. I can't smell anything. Anyway, so that was my COVID experience. And through that, we were supposed to have a gas inspection done, which I had to postpone, but it came this week and it's all sorted now. And then we were supposed to have our internet fiber upgraded and installed, which they came to do this week as well. Which turned into a whole big thing. He was here forever, like for ages, doing the install. I apologize for the trains, guys. So sorry. I know it gets noisy. I love seeing all the people on the train, all dressed up nicely, on their way out, somewhere to go, living with purpose. It's I love it. Yeah, I know that I'm not alone in this whole COVID experience. It's just everyone I speak to has had COVID lately. It's just, I feel like there's more of a pandemic now than there was when there was lockdown, or when they did lock us down. Like there are I know of more people now who have had COVID than what it was when they were all, you know, the governments were all freaking out and locking everyone down, and I don't know. I don't understand. And while being so ill, when I was able to watch a bit of TV or, you know, have entertainment, I couldn't even read. I couldn't do anything. It hurt to keep my eyes open. So I just I wouldn't even sleep. I would just lie there with my eyes closed. I was, oh. But I had great fun watching and catching up on my YouTube channels, you know, and seeing what everyone's up to. I'm particularly enjoying Debbie from ColourMeStressFree. Particularly enjoying her vlog style videos, which she has started doing. She's just so good at it. She's very entertaining to watch, and her beautiful daughter Isabel, just such a sweetheart, happy little thing. She you know, being introduced to Isabel and seeing their lifestyle and routine, it's just interesting. And like I say, Debbie's just like a natural. She's just so good. And so comfortable in front of the camera. I wish I had the confidence that she has and she exudes. Yeah, she's wonderful. I have so much respect for her. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go on over to Debbie's channel, and I promise you'll be entertained, and it's just very interesting and fun. Great fun to watch her. And now I've been watching lots of true crime with Emma Kenny. I am addicted to her channel. She is so good with her deep dives and into true crime, and the way she covers a story with she covers it with integrity and with her opinion, her emotions, her analysis. She keeps it real. She doesn't just document it, you know. She gets emotional about it, which I think you should. Especially when you're covering heinous crimes, you know. But she gives a psychological point of view as well, which is always very interesting to me. So I enjoy watching her channel immensely, and the cases she covers are all very interesting. Another one I like to watch is Bailey Sarian. I find her very entertaining. She's very funny as well. I find Emma Kenny very funny as well. The way she gives her opinions. She's very entertaining. Yeah, Bailey Sarian and Stephanie Harlow I also enjoy. And Stephanie Harlow, she has another channel where she teams up with an ex-cop, ex-police officer, who's also been involved with America's Big Brother, Derek Lavassa, and they do this show together as well. They covered the Gabby Petito case. Very interesting. I enjoy their channel as well. I find them very entertaining and interesting to get their opinions on how things went down, especially to get from the a policeman's perspective. Very interesting. When it comes to sorry for all the I can't think straight. I'm starting to battle to breathe a bit, sorry. What was I saying about? Oh, to get a policeman's perspective when it comes to how the police handled the case, and to find out, you know, to celebrate their excellent work, but also to highlight their shortcomings and how things could have been done differently or better. It's always interesting to know, because it's not really something we can give an evaluation on unless you're in that field. And you can't really have an opinion about it either unless you're in that field. So it's just interesting to hear. Yeah, I enjoy it very much. If you haven't, sorry if I sound like I'm sighing, it's not that I'm sighing, I'm just having difficulty breathing. So yeah, if you don't know yet, I love true crime. Totally fascinates me on so many reasons. One being the victims, how they are so heroic in those situations, whether they survived or not. Just what they'll do to survive is fascinating. And then obviously from the perspective of the perpetrator, that they're even capable of the horrific crimes that they commit. It blows my mind. I don't know how people are capable of such cruelty. Anyway, yeah, so I love true crime. I find it very, very interesting, getting into the psychology of it and trying to just understand the madness of it all. Yeah. And then while we were all sick with COVID, it was my youngest son's 7th birthday, bless him. We couldn't do anything, so we still need to organize a party for him, because we weren't able to do anything extravagant or obviously be anywhere near people. So thankfully I hadn't done any invites or made any arrangements yet. So I have a birthday party I need to plan as soon as I'm well. I wouldn't be able to do it right now. It will just be a bit of a delayed party for him, which he won't mind. As long as he has a party, he'll be over the moon and has his friends over and all of that. Sorry. So I need to get working on that and lock down a date and organise a fun little party for him and his friends. Speaking of birthdays, the next few months are very hectic with birthdays. It's my sister's birthday next week, and it's my birthday at the end of the month, and in March it's like all of it's Bruce's birthday and all of his family. His family have birthdays in March and September. It's crazy. So all the birthdays are going to happen in March, including his. And yeah, we're going to have to see what we can do for him, to celebrate for him. I had my 40th last year, so I'm not planning on doing anything exciting this year. Although my birthday fell into lockdown, to a lockdown of sorts, so we weren't really able to do much for my 40th. We did have a lovely celebration. It was very intimate and small and great fun though, just relaxing and fun, and yeah, it was actually quite lovely. I was spoiled rotten, so spoiled last year. It was lovely. And yeah, so we got like a busy few months ahead of us. And of course there's Valentine's, although Bruce and I don't get involved in the whole Valentine's thing. We just go with the flow. And yeah, so yeah. Oh, and then also while we were so sick, our vacuum cleaner packed up, and this house, actually the vacuum cleaner broke. Like pieces of it snapped and stuff. I don't know what happened to it, and that was in late December. So we weren't able to like vacuum the house for some time, and then we got so sick and we needed to order a new vacuum cleaner, but even shopping on Amazon was like too much effort and work, and my eyes were so sore being exposed to light. So, but we've now got a new vacuum cleaner, but the house got so dirty. Not the house, but the floor was just gross. And then the new vacuum cleaner arrived, and I was like, I don't care how poorly I'm feeling. Thank goodness it was after all the fevers had passed and stuff. I was like, right, we are going to now vacuum this house. And our new little vacuum cleaner is so awesome. It's light, so it wasn't strenuous to do at all. It was such a relief. And it just felt like we had a brand new house after we vacuum cleaned. It was just like, oh, that's so much better. You know, you got all the disinfecting going on, and the, you know, the cleaning of the dust and stuff, but the floor was just also just awful. And then yeah, so it was very exciting to get the vacuum cleaner. And Bruce made a joke saying that's my birthday present. I was like, I'll take it. If it means we can have clean floors, I'll take it. Yeah. I managed to do some light housework, because it's amazing how dirty the house gets even though you're in bed. It's yeah, it was really getting like grimy, and needed to do all the disinfecting. Well, we were disinfecting every day. We got like this Dettol spray. We would spray the whole house constantly with the Dettol spray, disinfect everything, spray the beds and whatever, just to get rid of the, you know, any possible germs that are laying about. And extraordinarily, Bruce, through it all, stayed COVID free. He's just got the bronchitis, which he's still battling, and he gets it every winter. So yeah, he's on antibiotics for that. I had to drive him to the doctor on Monday because he was in such bad shape he couldn't drive. So I took him to the doctor on Monday, and I was actually just like so happy a doctor would see him considering his symptoms, because it wasn't COVID and he needed medical attention. And you know, I just thought, oh, they're going to send us to A&E and we're going to have to sit there all day. But they actually made an effort to see him, which, you know, I was really grateful for. Alright, I don't know how this is taking forever to build colour up. I need to get it darkened. Let's just see. Okay, let's go in with our burnt sienna. Let's start darkening up now. I actually think, I wonder if I should do the burnt sienna or move into the sepia. Okay, let's do the burnt sienna and darken up, and let's just see. Because this side is in a lot more shadow, and so it needs to be quite dark. If I start breathing heavily, I apologize if it's unpleasant to listen to, and if you're not enjoying my rambling, while I offload my stress from the last couple of weeks. But headphones on, turn the volume down, and enjoy the colouring. You don't need to listen to me. Right. I've got some ideas for new videos I want to do. Sorry if you hear me making funny breathing sounds. I also get hiccups all the time. They're awful. And tiring. Anyway, I've got new videos I want to do. The reason I'm recording today is because the sun's actually out for the first time in the longest time, and I thought, let me make the most of it, even though I'm not feeling so energetic. Let me switch the camera on and say hi and, you know, catch up a bit. I doubt I'll be talking the whole way through this video, but I thought, let me just bring you up to speed with what's happening with my health, and we can do a bit of a catch up. And let's see what we can get done. What was I going to say about... Oh, new video ideas, that's right. So I want to show you all my art supplies that I have. You know, do a video on my art supplies, and you know, what equipment I use and I have, just for interest sake. And then I thought I would do another video of all my coloring books, and then do another video on what PDFs I have, because I have got more PDFs than I do coloring books. I've got so many PDFs. We've got a new printer. I just need to get ink cartridges for it. But yeah, really excited to have new printer, so I can start printing my PDFs again. I just need to order the cartridges. You know, it's just you're suffering with such fatigue and feeling so poorly, just to do anything takes so much strain. And the thing is that I already battle with fatigue. I don't need any further assistance in that department. So it's really a battle to have any energy to do anything at the moment. Okay, that's the burnt sienna laid down. She's looking a bit... Get her sorted now. Alright, I want to come in with the sepia now. The dark sepia, and start laying in proper shadows. So yeah, just a few video ideas outside of the actual colour alongs that we're doing. Speaking of colour alongs, how devastating is the news about Hanna Karlzon? Such a beautiful, amazingly talented woman, and she is so lovely. She really is just such a lovely person. She responds to every message I've ever sent to her. She acknowledges my responses to her posts on Instagram. She really is just such a wonderful lady. And for her to receive such devastating news about her health, it just feels, it's just unfair. And I feel for her. I really, really do feel for her. But I also believe she has the strength, she has the support, she has the stamina to be able to come through this on the other side stronger and as a warrior. And yeah, and so many there are the loveliest people on Instagram who have created hashtags in support of Hanna and to be able to help lift her spirits. Sorry, there's an awkward angle that I'm coloring at right now. I hope you can see. Just to get in there. So hashtags on Instagram that I'm aware of in support of Hanna and to help lift her spirits through this difficult period while she waits to hear more about when she'll go for surgery, and obviously to encourage her recovery from the surgery. There are two hashtags I'm aware of. The one is by Audrey Mogg, being hosted by Audrey Mogg, and this was the first one that I saw, and it's the hashtag support Hanna Karlzon, where any Hanna Karlzon pages you may have colored before and color going forward, you use the hashtag support Hanna Karlzon to show your love for her work and in support of her as an artist and a person, just to let her know she is loved and to hopefully help lift her spirits through this difficult time. So I thought that was very thoughtful and kind of Audrey Mogg, and I hope that a lot of you participate. I've actually seen a lot of posts on Instagram with this hashtag already. People are really getting behind Hanna, and she's just so very just so grateful for all the support and love that she's receiving. She did a post this morning. Not this morning. She did a post earlier this week. Basically expressing her thanks for the support and the love. It was a beautiful photograph that she posted as well on her Facebook group. And she mentioned there that her 2 new books will be released during... Sorry, this train is so loud. Sorry. I feel like I'm competing with it. What was I saying? Oh, that she's got 2 books being released in spring. So what is that, March and April, she said. Yes, in March and April. And they'll be available to pre-order from, Bocus.com. I don't know how to... Bocus.com. It's a usual provider where you can get her books from. Or distributor, I should say. And yeah, I'm excited to see her new books. I think I've got more of her books than any other artist, even though I may not have colored that many, and the only reason is because I'm so intimidated by her works. I need to be feeling quite brave to tackle one of her gorgeous pages, but she is definitely a huge favorite of mine, and I hope to do lots more. I'm itching to do more. I'm itching to start one now, but I'm also just desperate to wrap this page up and wrap the other one up, because it's taking me forever. Although this is how it always is for me. It does take me this long normally to complete a page, because I take my time. I mean, I've been rambling for how long now, and this is all I've managed to achieve, because I'm layering and layering and layering, and that's just how I color. I just layer. Anyway, so yeah, I'm itching to start a new page from one of my Hanna Karlzon books. And I'm enjoying seeing all the beautiful dedications to her, and yeah, we just wish her the absolute very best and pray for a speedy recovery for her, and I hope that this will be put behind her soon, and that it doesn't affect her ability to create more art, because she does a lot more than just coloring books. She's an amazing woman. She does stuff for the community, and yeah, just wonderful, wonderful lady. Oh, that's looking better already, just darker. I should have laid the sepia down a while ago, but you can't just go in and lay it down, because like, you know, it wouldn't look right. So you've got to get the structure right, especially if you're going to, you know, doing shape. You can't just go in with the darkest color. And now we're laying shadow in. Anyway, and another color along is by the lovely hashtag Karen_coloring, and that is a color along that she's hosting called hashtag Best Wishes for Hannah, and it's a color along from the Haxenstuga. I don't know if that's how you say it. Probably butchering that one, sorry, but from that book, which is also the English version is Tales from a Witch's Cottage, and the page that she's doing a color along with is the Lucky Potions page. This is one book I don't have yet, and I will get it. I have got so many coloring pages already that I've stopped buying, because I want to be able to color what I already have. However, taking into consideration what's happening with Hanna Karlzon, I probably will look to complete my collection of her coloring books. But anyway, yeah, so if you want to participate in that, then please use the hashtag Best Wishes for Hannah. And remember, Hanna Karlzon is spelled without the H at the end. Yeah, so I will be looking out for all your beautiful colorings on those hashtags, and hope you can participate. I know lots of you are already participating. Alright, that's nice and dark, and yes, I know it shouldn't be so dark, but she's in shadow. It will all look better once we've got other colors coming in. Now I want to go with I just think I'm going to go back to the Caput Mortuum. Okay. Alright. So that's Hanna Karlzon. Quite a week it has been with all her with her news, but I think she's been really brave, and I truly admire her honesty about the situation and how she's genuinely feeling, and she's not trying to, I don't know, she's just being real about the whole situation, which is just testament to who she is as a person. And I really do hope that she recovers very, very soon, and that the surgery will not be too invasive, and that she recovers quickly from that too. It must have been terrifying news to receive. So sending you huge hugs, Hannah, and thank you for acknowledging and responding to the messages I have sent to you. Then oh, before I forget, I am planning on doing a giveaway soon. They are physical books, so it will have to be UK only, I'm afraid. But the one is I'll do an actual video for the giveaway, to announce the giveaway. There's a Johanna Basford book. It's an artist edition, and it's quite big, and I'll show you. So it's not brand new, but it is unused. It's a book I've had for a few years. It's actually come with me from the UK, from South Africa. Come with me to the UK from South Africa. And excuse me, I just feel like I'm never going to actually get to it, because there are so many other illustrations I want to color and get to. And as much as I love Johanna Basford, I feel like this artist edition is just being wasted here, when it could be put to good use by somebody who's going to love it and put it, and create gorgeous works with this artist edition. So I'm going to host a giveaway for that. And then I've got 3 Colouring Heaven magazine books that I excuse me, that I also want to give away. They're lovely. They're just not my style, in the sense that there are other books I would rather put my time and energy into. So yeah, I'm going to give those away so that they can go to a home where they will be loved and used, and have colour put to them, instead of just sitting here collecting dust. And so look out for that. That will be happening soon. What I might do is do it in February, since February is my birthday month, and it will be a collaboration of YouTube and Instagram. You could enter on both. So I'm running out of air. Okay, let's go to terracotta. No, before I put the terracotta down, I'm going to do cinnamon. So that's what's been happening in my world. And I've also had I've got the situation with my oldest son's school. I was just so excited for him to go to the school. It's supposed to be one of the best in the area. It's got an outstanding rating from Ofsted, and I was just really excited for him to be going to such a prestigious school, where they were going to have, I don't know, it's just got this impeccable reputation. But I'm really appalled and disappointed in the school. The way the teachers treat these children are just... Now the thing is, he's behind because he's lost out probably on about 2.5 years of primary schooling, between the immigration and the standard of education in the UK versus South Africa. And there was excuse me for clearing my throat, and there was the lockdown that happened just as we got to the UK, so he pretty much missed out on that year. And coming to the UK, they pushed him you know, they keep them by age category and not ability. And the kids that are his age are so much further ahead because of the education they've received here in the UK, and he's having to catch up. So because of that, he's in like the lower grade classes, and not lower grade, I would say lower achieving classes, let's put it that way. Lower achieving classes, but they treat these children like they are delinquents, and he's actually really bright, and it's not his ability and it's not his lack of willingness to learn, it's just he needs support. And yeah, to the point that there are days where he just doesn't want to go to school because he's going to see that specific teacher who treats him like he's a delinquent. And I understand that there are kids who fall into that category, who are poorly behaved and do have resistance to learning. Oh gosh, the wrong color again, sorry. Hold on. Oops, if I have the right pencil. Now I do. You know, so I understand they all fall into the same class, but get to know your pupils before you just go and throw them all into the same category, and find out who needs support and who is just not interested in learning, you know, before you go and treat them all the same. Just find out who your pupils are. And he's somebody, he's very sensitive, and approval is very important to him, and he wants to impress and please his mentors and teachers. And yeah, to find out that he's been treated this way, and not because he's lacking in, what's the word? What is the word? I can't think of the word, but not because he's lacking in ambition or desire to learn, but because he genuinely needs extra support. So I have to, when I'm a bit better than I am right now, possibly in the next week, I have to address this with the school and see what they're going to do, and hopefully we can get the whole situation resolved so that he doesn't build up an intolerance to learning, because that would be devastating. Somebody with such an eager mind to learn, to have that diminished because of educators treating him so poorly, that would be devastating and unnecessary. So hopefully I can get this addressed. Otherwise I might have to look at an alternative school for him. And if we do look at an alternative school for him, then we might as well look at possibly relocating then to either Middlesbrough or Scotland at this time, because the only reason we're really holding back was for Ian's, well, because he had this opportunity to go to this amazing school in inverted commas, but now I'm not so sure it's the place for him. So we'll see what happens, which has kind of put a pin in my employment seeking goal, because I need to see what happens with that before I can know where to look for work, which area. So yeah, it's obviously getting COVID also put a spanner in the works, and yeah, it's obviously something I do want to pursue. I really need to, for my mental health, and it's just yeah, it's something I feel that it is time to now do. But whether I do it here in London or whether I do it in Scotland or Middlesbrough, that's just the question right now. So I'll have to give it a bit of time to just see what happens with that, and then we can make the next, decisions regarding the next step. Okay, this is looking so much better. I was really, really worried about what was going to happen here. It takes so long just to colour a little leg. So I really do want to get moving with this colour along, and I think I've done enough blabbing for one day. So what I'm going to do is finish off, but I'm going to speed it up a bit. I'm also running out of breath, so yeah, I'm going to speed it up a bit. I'm gonna so I'm trying to decide what the next step is. Speed it up a bit and put some music down, and you can then just enjoy watching the rest of this. And if you are following along with this page, please share your progress with me on Instagram or Facebook, or my details are in the description. I'd be very curious. Really love to see how you're coming along. And oh, there's a new venture I want to start for Mondays, which I'll discuss in the next video with you. Yeah, something I want to do just to help cheer us up on a Monday. Mondays are always gloomy days, and I want to, so this is for the, so this here is for the glow of the candle on the top part of the leg. So yeah, I have an idea about what to do on Mondays to just help cheer us up. I will share that with you on the next video when I have a better idea of how I'm going to do it. And who knows, my next video could be straight jumping into where I introduce the idea to you. I'm hoping that will be the case if I'm well enough to be able to pursue it and put the time in that I need to achieve what I want to do. So that's something new to look forward to. Alright, lovelies, I think you've heard enough of my voice for one day. Enjoy watching the rest of this, and I'll catch you at the end of the video again. Oh my gosh, before I do go, my head is all over the place. I can't believe I didn't even open up with this, and I apologize. But I want to say a huge, massive thank you to everyone for their beautiful messages that they left for me on Facebook and Instagram to wish me well and sending love and caring advice, and just thank you so much for all the overwhelming love and support during my time being sick with COVID. I truly was overwhelmed by the response. I was just, wow, thank you so much for all the love and the care. Your messages really helped me through, especially when I was battling. I wasn't able to respond, but I did read all your very kind messages. I felt the love, and I just want to say a huge, massive thank you to everybody for being so thoughtful and so caring and compassionate. It really did mean the world to me that you took the time to wish me well. And yeah, like I said, I'm sorry for not opening with that. Gosh, I'm sorry for all the noise with the chair as well. For not opening with that, like I said, my brain is just all over the place. I can't focus. But yeah, I want to just say a massive thank you to all of you. Beautiful, kind people. Wonderful, kind people. And I really appreciate all the love. It means the world to me. So, yeah. Anyway, I just want to say that. Alright, you can hear I've really starting to take strain now, so I'm going to stop talking, and I'll catch you at the end of the video.